Hello. So, welcome to our first and hopefully our last annual, and I say our, the Southern California Counseling Center, pandemic COVID-19 cyber event fundraiser. I'm very glad that you can all be here, though I have no idea who all of you are or who's out there. So if there are 8 people out there, welcome to the 8 people. I'm Saul Jansen. I am a board member of the Southern California Counseling Center. I think that says there somewhere on the screen. I'm also the past board chair for a while and the board ham, I guess, so that's why I'm here. It's going to be an interesting evening. We're going to be here for an hour, and we have some videos to explain what the center does, and hopefully you'll be motivated to support our work. I'm a little nervous, but that should ease as we go on. You can communicate with us through chats and through the scrolling on the YouTube. If I screw up, I apologize in advance. And just let us know if there's anything that you want us to convey or you want to convey anything to us. This is my first time, I think, without a hat on and with pants on in about 6 weeks. So I did get some very good advice for this evening. My mother said, just be funny. So I'm going to try, Mom. I think my mom's out there. Hi, Mom and Dad. My friend Sharon said, just don't screw it up. So there we go. I'm here at the Counseling Center in the Counselor's Lounge, and I'm here with my sidekick, Nick Fisher, who's my Ed McMahon. Actually, I'm not sure whether many people out there know who Ed McMahon is. So, but he's helping me out. He's doing all the tech work, and he's been a big help. So the way it works, you should be on either YouTube or the event page, which is 2020 event at givesmart.com.
Event 2020.
Event 2020, sorry. And you can view the event from either outlet. You can have, if you want to bid on the silent auction, and we'll go through this, you have to go to the event page. Otherwise, you can just watch it on the YouTube page. So it's pretty easy. And we do have a few people out there to let us know if they're having any trouble. So we'll know if you're having any trouble. But right now, it seems to be working pretty well. Right, Nick?
Seems like it.
Okay, so we're going to get ready to go. So we're going to start the evening, and again, we do have a few videos, and I'll be coming back and forth, perhaps a little bit more than you would like, but I will be here. And we're going to start the evening. Nick, I need the envelope.
There you go.
Okay. So officially, with the first pick in the 2020 Counseling Center draft, the Abuse Prevention Program selects. Okay. That was a joke for the sports fans in the audience. And if you don't get it, you don't miss sports like we miss sports. But there you go. So we're going to start with a general video that explains what the Counseling Center does. And for those of you who are not familiar, you'll get a very good idea in a broad sense what the Counseling Center does. And then I'll be back. So here we go. Thanks.
The Southern California Counseling Center has provided individual, group, and family counseling to low-income Los Angeles residents who otherwise would not have access to the services they need. We provide these services on a sliding scale and ability-to-pay basis, and we serve every demographic: adults, children, seniors, and teens.
We create a space that allows people to process, work through emotions, to work through feelings, and this is a space where we really talk about that. One of the things that we like to do, especially when it's a group or, every now and then we remind people, you have to deal with a lot every day, in this world, the way that you're treated, the way you're looked at, and so how do you deal with that? And how are you dealing with that? SCCC has had this really large impact on people because it provides people an opportunity to have a space to deal with their trauma in their own community.
I see the work that I've done with my first clients and how they've really grown since our first sessions in only 5 months ago to now. And they're one of my clients, for example, she's about to get her kids back. And I just feel touched that I've gotten to witness this. And it's really been her. She's done all the work.
Fees here at the center are sliding scale, which allows a community that might not have much to be able to receive these services that are life-changing.
Imagine that, a real life person showing up every week to hear your story, to hear your side of things, to hear what's going on in your family life, maybe some things that you just don't feel comfortable sharing with your peers or your teachers. Those 30 to 60 minutes can be invaluable.
One of the things that makes it work or makes this place so special is that you can't just walk up the street and find any place like this. You know, and so when you talk about the impact that that has on people's lives, like sometimes it saves people's lives just to be in this space.
Hello, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that gave you a little indication of what we do here. Thank you for your comments. We're seeing them all as they scroll. I guess everyone who's participating is also seeing them, which is great. We're next going to hear from the Counseling Center's original, well, not quite original, but for the last 40 some odd years, location is on Pico Boulevard, just east of Fairfax. And our congressperson is Karen Bass. We are blessed to have Karen Bass as our congressperson. The state and the country is blessed to have Karen Bass as a person in Congress. I'll stop there. I'm going to try not to be too political tonight, but she has a few words to say on our behalf. So welcome, Karen Bass.
Well, I want to congratulate the Southern California Counseling Center for all of your years of service to the community, and boy, are you needed now. I know it's so hard to have an event in a virtual space, but we're all getting used to that, and I just want to thank everybody that is contributing today, because if there was ever a time that we needed the Southern California Counseling Center, it is right now. We might be experiencing the physical impact of the pandemic, but we know the psychological and emotional impact is huge, and people need the services now more than ever. Congratulations on your event. I hope it is very successful, and when we're all past this, I look forward to coming by and visiting. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Karen. Again, we are so appreciative of all your work, not only on our behalf, but on behalf of everyone in our district, in our state, in our country. We need more like you. So right now we're trying to make this a fun event. It's an hour or so. We're not up on a hard deadline, but this night was supposed to be our in-person fun event. We are hoping to gather later in the year. But so right now we're going to try and get everyone in the mood, and we're going to have everyone get a drink together, and to be our mixologist is our long-term board member. She may be our longest term board member. Laura Fremont is going to lead us in a drink, and I'll be back afterwards.
Hello, my name is Laura Fremont, and I'm a long-term board member for Southern California Counseling Center. But tonight, I'm going to be your mixologist. We've come up with a signature drink for this evening, which we are calling Crush COVID. Clever, right? So the C is for cranberry juice, and the O is for orange juice. And we're hoping that you have both on hand, but if not, you can use either one. I myself am going to use both because why not? And it makes such a pretty color. See? Am I right? V is for the most important ingredient, which is vodka. And you can use whatever amount you want, at your own discretion. Right. I stands for ice, and this is where the crush part comes in. I don't have a blender where I'm staying, so I'm going to crush my ice old school. There we go. Try not to crush your fingers. And finally, the D is for drink up. I don't have a shaker either, so I'm just going to stir it. Apologies to James Bond. And I'm limiting myself to one cocktail this evening, but I know it's going to be a great one. So, cheers.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Laura. That was good. I do think you generally put way more vodka in your drinks than you just did. Laura's also our technology, not guru, opposite of guru. So if she's on this call, she knows to call in if she's having any trouble, because if Laura can do it, anybody else can do it. So Laura, I hope you're watching this and you're having a good time, and because we haven't heard from you. So I think all of our technological issues are running smoothly thanks to Nick. I do want to take this opportunity to welcome any latecomers to the event. I don't exactly know what you were doing before this, traffic. Anyway, welcome. You are at the first and hopefully last cyber event for the Southern California Counseling Center. I'm Saul Jansen, I'm a board member, and we're here at the Counseling Center doing this. So again, I'm here with Nick and my little Ed McMahon here. I'm just so everyone can see what's going on, I'm going to introduce you to Nick, who's helping me out.
You're gonna have to go lower.
Lower? Okay.
Yeah, maybe angle it.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right.
You can see.
There's Nick. All right. Okay. All right. So there we are, right? Okay. And we're back on? We're good?
Yep.
Okay. So, it's interesting having an event like this. Obviously, we're all just like flying by the seat of our pants, which is, I guess, that's the only way anyone's flying these days. But, there's certain advantages because not everyone can always come to these events, and certainly people, from distance, I think my mom and dad are here. I don't know. Hi, Mom and Dad. My friend Corey in Connecticut is here because I know she already left a comment. So, it's great that more people can come in and see the Counseling Center, and even people locally who wouldn't normally or be able to come for whatever reason can be here. I hate to say it, but perhaps the food might be better at your house than it's been at some of our events. There's no wait for drinks, which is a good thing. And so it's weird, but it's also great. I am making a little bit of an announcement that we hoped to, we weren't really sure how this was going to go. We rely on this annual event every year to raise a good portion of that portion of funds for us. And we didn't want to set our goal too high and then not meet it. And but we're going to raise our goal for this evening because we've had some indications that we've already gotten some money in. So we're going to raise it to $75,000, and hopefully we can do that, which is still less than we normally raise for this event. So hopefully we'll raise it again. But we want to thank you for your support. We are now going to go, you are all going to meet our current acting executive director. We have had some changes, and we will have some changes, but Mike has come on, I think in December, Mike Koch, and he is our wonderful acting executive director, and he has a few words to say.
Thank you, Saul. Hold it, Saul. Got to get a bit in. There we go. Hi. I'm Michael Koch, Interim Executive Director. Normally, we would be gathering together at our annual spring fundraiser to recognize and celebrate the wonderful accomplishments of SCCC. But as you know, these are far from normal times. Although we cannot physically gather, we can still be together and share what makes the Counseling Center so special. When I joined the center in December, I knew I was joining an organization with a long, rich history of providing affordable counseling to people in need. But what I found most impressive is how welcoming and supportive you feel when you walk into the center. There is an energy, a passion, a warmth that is unique and inspiring. I am convinced this is the center's secret sauce. Now for a little trivia. Do you know how many hours of counseling is provided a year at the center? If you said 40,000 hours, please buy a chance box. Do you know what Peanuts character inspired our co-founder Dr. Ben's dialogue box? If you said Lucy, please purchase a chance box. It is truly a privilege to be part of this remarkable community. During this crisis, I have witnessed firsthand everyone's tireless commitment and willingness to adapt to ensure that our clients continue to receive the quality mental health services they deserve. What we do would not be possible without the generous support of individuals like you. Your support enables us to be agile and nimble. At the time of the shutdown, these qualities were critical to our ability to pivot quickly, transition our telehealth platform, and be responsive to the needs of our community. With your donation tonight, we will continue to meet the challenges facing us today with resourcefulness and flexibility. We will position SCCC as a thought leader, and we will broaden our capacity to provide first-class training and deliver quality mental health services to communities beyond our current reach. So sit back, enjoy the event, stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you for your support. Mike.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Way to go. You know, we're not perfect here, and Mike's close to perfect, but you know, the cup, there went the cup. So welcome back, and thank you, Mike, for all of that. Just a little housekeeping. We do have a silent auction going right now. There are items that you can bid on. There's a place in Hawaii that you can bid on. There's a wine tour that's fabulous. I hope one of my friends buys it and invites me along. So you can go, if you're viewing this on the YouTube page, you can go to the event page and click on that. You do have to register in order to bid on anything. You will also have to register in order to make a donation, and that is why we're here tonight. So just keep that in mind. So you might want to pre-register. You can also do it by text, but it would be great if you could pre-register while this is going on, so you can bid on the silent auction, and you can also donate down the road. They're also, we have a bunch of chance boxes, but I think they've all been sold out. That may change over the course of the evening. This is a shout out to Sandra. If we can do anything there, let me know. Thank you for all your comments. Tony Davis is definitely having a very good meal. And let's see, it's really nice to hear from you guys. Thanks for all the props. I appreciate that. Bear with me. You might not think that by the end of the night. My mom and dad are here, so that's nice. My mom, you may not know that my mom's a very accomplished woman, but she also has a mental health diagnosis that she started. Well, she may not have started it, but she's certainly been a proponent of it. And that is that it's always the mother's fault. And so that's her thing. It generally said with a look up to the sky. It's always the mother's fault. So, I come from a long history of mental health professionals. And speaking of mental health, which is why we're here, we are now going to hear from a friend of the center, a wonderful friend of the center. You will, I'm sure, recognize her. She's been in too many movies and television series to mention. Unbreakable, Glass, Hair back in the day, Twister. Those are just the one name titles. She's currently, you can see her in Pose, and she's been in 1,000 things, and we love her. And Charlene Woodard is here to say a few words.
Hi, Charlene Woodard here. I'm an actor and a playwright, and every Tuesday at 7:30 I meet with my group. There are 6 of us, including my therapist, and we've been doing this for the past 7 years, and I cannot tell you how it's helped me. Yes, I take care of my physical health. I take care of my spiritual health. And I've realized how important it is to take care of my mental health. Thank you.
Hello, thank you, Charlene. Thank you so much. So many of you may not know, I didn't always know that, and our event it's not always scheduled in May, but May is actually Mental Health Awareness Month. And I found out that it's actually been Mental Health Awareness Month since 1949, which I have to say I was shocked. I mean, who knew they had mental health awareness in 1949? I thought they were still giving half-off lobotomies in 1949. So, who knew that? But it's May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think this year it's probably a good month to be Mental Health Awareness Month, given everything that's going on. I know, like, in March when all this happened, it was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I first heard my friend who lives up north, that they were locked down, and oh my God, we're going to be locked down for a couple of weeks. As if. And then April rolled around and we're like, okay, we can go to the grocery store. Things are, at least the ones who are fortunate, we can ride this out. It's good. And now May has rolled along and it's like, this is crazy and we need help. So it's a good thing that it's Mental Health Awareness Month. I actually think that the Trump years are going to be the mental health awareness presidency. So here we go. But it's good that our event is tonight. And we are now going to move into some words from a member of the Alan Parsons Project, who is also a friend of the center, who has a few words. Guy Erez.
Hello, this is Guy Erez, bass player for the Alan Parsons Live Project. I want to thank the SCCC for providing much-needed mental health services during these very challenging times. Please support this amazing organization.
Okay, thank you very much, Guy. I do want to say that that was a little truncated because we originally had a performance from the Alan Parsons Project that we were going to bring you, and we were just unsure about YouTube and copyright, even though we had permission to use it and he had permission to use it. He's in the band, he should have permission to use it. We were a little nervous that we would get booted. So we erred on the side of caution and did not play it. So we'll try and set that up on either the replay of this or somewhere on our website that you can see that. It was a great performance. So thank you, Guy. Thank you, Alan Parsons Project. And we're sorry that we couldn't bring that to you tonight. Next up, we have another friend of the Counseling Center, a great friend, and most of you will recognize him. It's Peter Horton. And he's going to explain a little bit about how the Counseling Center works. I'll let him do that, and then I will be back.
Hi, I'm Peter Horton. I'm an actor, director, writer, producer. Over the years, I've seen many, many positive things happen at the center. And I personally know people who have completed their training there, volunteered there, been involved intimately. It really is a special place. It takes interns and counseling paraprofessionals and pairs them with volunteer clinical supervisors who supervise their training. This incredible team is dedicated to bringing affordable mental health care to the people of Los Angeles, and I would like to say a big thank you to you all. It's a great, great organization. So, have fun tonight. Have fun and a rewarding event tonight, and thank you to everyone for joining in.
All right, thank you so much, Peter. You'll know, I'm all flustered. I had such a crush on Peter Horton 30 years ago. I guess I'm not supposed to say that, but and since that time, he has a list of 1,000 credits and directing and some writing credits and acting and producing credits. And all right, I have a bigger crush on him now. What can I say? So thank you for being a support of the center. We really appreciate that. He's really been here for us, and his wife too has worked for the center for a long time. It's what we do here is really it's so well thought out. We have all these counselors who are getting their degrees and getting their hours in order to become professional therapists, and then so they come here, they do the therapy, and they are supervised by licensed supervisors. All of our supervisors are volunteers, And many of them are associated with the counseling center in the past. They either trained here, but many of them are not. And it's all volunteer. And so we're able to offer so many services on such an efficient level. And the people who are come here to get trained were known really, certainly throughout the country as really the best training facility, or one of the best training facilities around. So it's a great organization, and we're able to help so many people as we do this. I do want to just direct your attention to the auction again. We do have some art pieces that are for sale. They've been hanging, they recently were hung in the counseling center. Unfortunately, no one's been in the counseling center since March, but you can bid on those pieces. They're on the center, on the auction. I am going to stop for 1 second, and in the spirit of a gathering and coming together, I'm gonna have another group toast. So hopefully you have a libation at hand of some sort, alcoholic or non-alcoholic. I'm just gonna grab my old one, and I do wanna lead everyone in a toast. There is a woman, a good friend of mine, who has been, I'm not sure the counseling center would be standing but for her. And she has always come through for the counseling center. Sometimes, I won't say against her will, but she stepped up when we needed her, when she hasn't always wanted to step up. She is currently the board chair. She has been a counselor here. She has been a supervisor here. She has been the executive director here. She has been the board chair, and we love her and we thank her. And I just wanted to raise a toast to Margot Peck, who I think is out there. So here's to Margot. Drink up, and I'll be back in one sip. Okay, I'm not sure how that looked on camera, but so another thing that we do here is, in addition to people who are coming in just off the street or who are mandated, and I'll talk a little bit about this later, we have various outreach programs, and they're incredible programs. We have set up a satellite facility in Watts recently. We work out of the Karsh Center in Koreatown. We go into the schools. Brandy Bakewell was in the initial video. So we're also out in the community in addition to doing what we do at our core facility. The woman who runs the outreach programs is our dear, wonderful, talented, energetic Marianne Diaz, and she has a few words to say about the outreach program. Then I'll be back. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Marianne Diaz. I'm the Director of Outreach Services for the Southern California Counseling Center. That includes Mid-City and the new center in Watts. I've been with the Counseling Center for over 20 years and have seen amazing things happen over the course of the years that I have been there and prior to my arrival. We have seen over 3,000 clients in Watts. Yes, many of them were mandated, but they stayed on for additional services once they got to experience what relational and cultural diversity can add to a conversation. We train our counselors so that we are very aware of the social injustice that exists in our systems. We hope that you will help us continue to serve this community by donating to the Southern California Counseling Center. It's a tough time. Many of us are at home. I'm recording this from my home right now, and I'm telling you, if it's tough for us who do have homes, can you imagine those who are homeless or have nothing to eat and no bed to sleep in? I hope you will consider that we can help people adjust and recover from what we've just been through. Please give if you can. It would be appreciated.
Thank you, Marianne. Yeah, it's incredibly tough times right now for even us privileged people. It's difficult, and it's incredibly tough for people who aren't as privileged as we are. And the great thing about the Counseling Center is that we are there for people during these really hard times with your help, with more of your help, hopefully. So we're there during these times. We're also there during other times. And as hard as it is during these times, lots of people have really hard times when times are really good for everyone else. And the work that Marianne is doing in the community and the work that we're doing here it's we're always here. People can just call us up, walk in the door, and get counseling on a sliding scale basis. And they can also access our outreach programs. So yeah, it's tough. Obviously it's not as tough for me and for a lot of us, but it's an interesting time. I have to say, over the last couple, I don't know how you people with children do it. Honestly, I don't know how you did it before this. I don't know how you do it now. I have 2 dogs, and that's plenty. It's funny. I was going to take this time during this, when we first locked down, I was like, oh, I'm going to take this time and I'm going to train. I have 2 dogs. Gladys, who's like 8.5, and Alfie, who's not quite, it's about 2 years old and very high-spirited. All my British friends call their hellion children high-spirited. And so I was going to take this time of, lockdown to train Alfie. And, I was going to take him out for a walk and teach him how to walk on the leash. And this was my time. And I took him out. I got about halfway down the block and I'm like, he is who he is. I'm done. So the fact that you people with children, I really, take my hat off to you. Let me just see. So we're now going to hear from another friend of the center. An interesting guy, great guy, Jason Collins. He was a professional basketball player, was the first player to come out, and he's a big fan of the Counseling Center. And let's hear from him, and then we'll be back.
Hi, everyone. This is retired NBA player Jason Collins, and I'm speaking to you today on behalf of the Southern California Counseling Center. They provide resources to help people who can't afford private therapy, especially during these tough times. They have telehealth services, but they need your help. Please visit SCCC-LA.org to donate today to help them and help our community. They believe in the importance of mental health. I believe in the importance of mental health, especially during these tough times. Please visit their website and see if you can help them so they can continue these amazing telehealth programs, so we can communicate to each other, keep speaking to each other, and keep improving our mental health. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate your help and your support. Our website, our domain name, if you want to go to our website, Jason mentioned it in there, SCCC-LA.org. I think we're going to win a Webby Award for the worst domain name ever. But there it is, SCCC-LA.org. So if you ever want to find us, you can probably Google us too, but there we go. I want to push the auction again. There's some things on there. There's still how we doing on there's a house in Hawaii that you can rent whenever this COVID thing is over. There's the wine tour. There's a box of Wagyu beef. The food thing, yes. That's my source of, it's been a lot of anxiety. You see all these pictures of people lining up for food, and I'm so anxious about it, and I'm so privileged, and I don't want to waste any food. I finally had to throw away an avocado the other day, and I was distraught. We're very lucky, but it's kind of a crazy time. Here's my mom again, but I have so much appreciation for my mom and all the mothers and fathers who cook for their kids, because I remember coming home when we were in school, and I've been cooking. I'm an okay cook, but it's enough already. My dishwasher's like, what's going on here? And I would, my sister and I would come home from school, and we're like, what's for dinner? And we're like, we don't like that. We're having that again. I don't know how, my mom just didn't shove us out the door and lock the door. So for all of you who are trapped at home with kids and who've raised kids and done that, hats off to you. So we're now going to move into the portion of the program that has really come into play during this whole COVID pandemic. I want to give a shout out to one of our board members, Peter Smuts, who really had a lot of foresight. He sees the future, I think, in many ways, and was really working on telehealth, years ago, really thought that this was the way things were going, with therapy specifically, in addition to medicine as well. And it was obviously before this whole pandemic. And we were very well set up to shift from obviously in-person is great, and we will go back to it, but for now it's the only option is telehealth. And so we were able to do that, and we're going to hear from our acting clinical director, John Burnt, and his assistant, Louise White, who have really been instrumental in gearing us up and taking what was a small program at the center and really just responding to the need of our clients. So here's John and Louise to talk to you about that.
We're still seeing clients over WeCounsel, the video platform that we're using. It's just like we're doing right now. It's nothing different than any other kind of platform that you might be familiar with, like FaceTime or Skype or Google Hangouts or Zoom. We're still continuing to conduct weekly sessions with our clients in this way now.
Part of SCCC's success in being able to transition to telehealth is that we were already set up for it. So we already had the platform WeCounsel as our main telehealth platform for years before we even had this pandemic. That's partly why we were able to transition without even having a day with no services being offered.
Clients are experiencing the same things that they were experiencing before this. It's just that everything feels bigger and more unmanageable, and people are having trouble accessing all services.
And our clients especially are definitely feeling the economic hardship. We serve low-income clients, and a lot of them have suffered job loss. And that's so important that we're still there, seeing our clients, giving them support. And luckily, the counselors are able to provide that. It's just so crucial that we're able to provide mental health support to our clients, to people who want to become clients.
Now more than ever, we need your support to continue to provide the great services that we provide to our clients. Things have really become challenging for all of us, and I know that we can all work together and provide the unity and community that we've always had.
We're all here for each other. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you for tuning in and supporting us right now, and we're all in it together.
Thank you, John and Louise. You should see John when he's not excited. John, I joke, but John has been such a stalwart for the center. He has kept us going. He has been there for our clients, Louise too. And it's really just thank you so much. It's amazing what you have done and been able to do, and really on the fly. So we appreciate that.
We have 10 more chance boxes.
A couple updates. We have 10 more chance boxes. So the deal with the chance boxes is they're $100, and you are guaranteed at least a $50 value of a restaurant gift card or some sort of gift card. Some of them are worth more than that, 100, 150, I think 200. So, the worst, if you're really unlucky, you'll get 50, but so if you want to just try and take your chances and buy a gift box, and maybe you'll get lucky, and certainly the center will get lucky. Also, we do have these art pieces. It's unfortunate that you can't see them in person. They're hanging at the center, and they're really interesting and wonderful. The artists have, we're going to split the proceeds with the artists, but so, take a look. I would say I'm operating off the cuff here, but if you're interested and you want to bid, then bid, and if you decide when you see it in person that it's really something that you don't want, we'll go to the bid underneath you. So it is kind of tough to buy art unseen, or at least not in person. So we will go to the bid beneath you if you decide once you get here that it's not something that you really respond to. I'm not sure this has come through over the course of the evening, but we do have, I think maybe I said it, but we do have people who just walk into the center or come for a variety of reasons. We also have clients who are mandated by the system to come and to see a counselor for whatever reason. And we are going to hear from one of those. and he came through the center. I have to say, like a lot of my experience is people who are mandated here, some people who are mandated here, it changes their whole life. And it's been incredible to see the transformations of people, and we're going to hear from one right now.
Hey, my name is Tomahawk, and this is my story. My beginning relationship with SCCC. I lost my son's mom. We had like verbal altercations prior to her death. It just caused a rift between the two of us, and it was something that didn't get to be filled. So there's the things that you never got to say, or the things that you regret. And the time frame of grieving was like, I don't feel like getting to know nobody. Those were my walls. I don't feel like letting anyone in. I just lost somebody. And I was attempting to be a father at the same time. So it's like, hey, I either got to do this, or it's just going to be a noose around my neck, or, a ball and chain. I chose to partake in the courses. It's like just real people, human beings, being themselves, sharing, learning, building each other. Some of us are learning how to use new tools, and my experience has made me more comfortable in my own skin. It's the same thing with my son. I don't want him to be triggered and just go off the rails. So I have to be aware of my actions and how I react and how I respond. SCCC just gave me the tools and properly communicate and listen. It was just the environment, seeing people evolve, or wanting to evolve myself, or helping someone else feel comfortable sharing their skin. Trust me, I've seen people come in those rooms and change, like by leaps and bounds. The tenacity of the facilitators at SCCC, they're just down to earth, and that fact of the matter is the most important trait. I can relate to you. I can touch you. Like, it's concrete. I can actually say that it's real.
Thank you so much, Tomahawk. I mean, that's one of the stories. It's one of many, many stories, too many to mention, that come out of the counseling center, and people's lives who are absolutely transformed by the counseling center. And if we weren't here, I shudder to think, where these lives would end up. So it's all because of your support. Interesting story. My parents were going to name me Tomahawk, and instead it's my middle name. So Saul Tomahawk Jansen. I did get a notice that someone was having trouble donating. Just so you know, I think this is right, Nick. There should be, many of you, I think most of you are watching on the YouTube page. If you're watching on the Event Smart, what is it? Gift Smart page, it should be all set up for you to donate. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, there is a button. It's still odd for me to be talking to this little camera knowing that you're all out there, but thank you for being here. There's a little button under the video feed that you can just click on, and I think it will take you to the EventSmart.
Yeah, it'll take you to the GiveSmart page.
It'll take you to the GiveSmart page, and then you can donate. If you haven't registered, you will have to register first. But so you can kind of toggle between the EventSmart page and the, is that right? GiveSmart. I don't know what the hell it is. The GiveSmart page. I'm obviously the Gift Dumb page, but or the YouTube page. So, but you can't donate off the YouTube channel. You have to get to that gifting channel instead. So we are now going to hear from another client of the Counseling Center, and Melissa Monroe. She has been affiliated with the Counseling Center for a number of years, and I'm not going to, I think she speaks for herself. So this is Melissa Monroe and her story.
Hi, my name is Melissa Monroe. On August 6th, 2013, I went to wake up my daughter, Alice Ferguson, from her nap. Her second birthday was just 11 days prior. All of her birthday banners were still up and the presents were still out. A present had arrived that day, in fact. She had a mild cold that day, but was otherwise a healthy, happy kid. So happy that we called her the mayor for her propensity to say hi to every single passerby. I felt something was wrong as soon as I stepped up to the door of her room on the afternoon of August 6th. I reached into her crib to grab her and found her stiff and blue. Through my work as an acupuncturist, I'm professionally trained in CPR, and I began CPR as soon as I called 911. I performed CPR while on hold with 911. I was performing CPR on my sweet daughter. The paramedics arrived soon after and pronounced her dead as I stood directly under her happy birthday banner. I collapsed. My world collapsed. I released an ungodly sound I could not be sure came from me. I looked up in a state of complete shock and saw a fireman convulsing in tears, his face pressed into the corner of my living room walls. Your life really can change in an instant. The autopsy found nothing, and her death was classified as SUDC, or sudden unexpected death in children. The chance of losing your child this way is about 1 in 100,000. I wanted to die. I would never take my own life, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to die on August 6th, 2013. I now know that I was in shock for several weeks after her death for mental health purposes, and because at that time vocalizing was very difficult for me, I began blogging about my experience and Alice's short life. I also began family therapy with my elder daughter, Grace, at the Southern California Counseling Center. Money was tight, and we needed counseling that was affordable. It had not occurred to me at all that my experience could lead to PTSD. If something can change a person that much, that quickly, I just feel compelled to the very marrow of my bones to help people gain access to these treatments. Sadly, there seems to be no shortage of trauma these days, and therefore no shortage of people whose lives could take on a very different path if they had affordable access to effective care. I am eternally grateful to my SCCC therapist specifically, and the donors and organization in general, for ensuring that people like me are not sentenced to a life of hell on earth after the misfortune of tragedy. I highly doubt that I could be doing what I do now without all of you. I am deeply and forever grateful. And I thank you so much for remembering my sweetheart with me by helping others in her name. Alice Marie Ferguson, July 26th, 2011 to August 6th, 2013. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. I don't really know what to say. I'm just glad that the Counseling Center could be here for Melissa, and no one should ever, we shouldn't have to be here for anyone in that circumstance, but we are here for people in that circumstance and people in a lot of other circumstances. Melissa has also been a great supporter of the center for the last number of years. She puts on a concert, a fundraiser concert every year, and donates all the proceeds to the Counseling Center. She has taken this tragedy and worked to help other people and to help the Counseling Center. So thank you, Melissa, for being willing to share your story and also being, willing to help us and help other people. It has made a real difference, and we're glad that we could make a difference for you. So thank you so much. And this is why we need your support. So we are there for Melissa and others. Just a little bit, do we have housekeeping, Nick, or? Okay, so we are here to raise money. Before I really put the real push on, though, I hope I've been prodding you a little bit. We are going to hear from another dear friend of the center and a great guy who's really supports us, John Huertas. Here's John.
Hey guys, John Huertas here. Since I can remember, being physically fit and healthy was always an important part of who I was and what I wanted to represent. But at times, when I was a kid or a young man, I hit some really rough patches in life. But the way that I grew up, if you let it slip that you were having a tough time emotionally or coping, you might seem weak. But now I realize that prioritizing my mental health as well as my physical health was just as, if not more, important for me. That the weaker position for me to take was ignoring my issues. But I also didn't have anything like the Southern California Counseling Center, a place that serves the marginalized, the underserved communities, and the people that need affordable, quality, and not so stigmatized mental health services, which makes it a lot easier for a person to connect with someone about what they're going through. You know, we're all bound to face setbacks at some point. Some will seem to be bigger than others. Some will come from the choices that we make, and some will seem to just come out of the blue. And this is true for everyone, regardless of your socioeconomic status. You know, SCCC believes that mental health is a right, not a privilege, one that should be afforded to everyone. I agree. And starting our youth off with good mental health develops in them the resilience to cope with life's stumbling blocks so that they can grow into well-rounded and healthy adults. Imagine if everyone in every community can focus not only on their physical but mental health. We could build stronger communities, stronger cities, stronger states, and ultimately a stronger country. But to do this, we need to support each other. And more importantly, and more specifically, the Southern California Counseling Center needs our financial support right now. They don't take government funding or insurance. It's people like us donating to SCCC that enables us to be a community that supports community. Humans supporting each other. So I thank you in advance for supporting SCCC.
John, thank you so much. Thank you. I've never done that before. Is that a... Anyway, but I mean it to my heart. Thank you so much for supporting the center. And you may recognize John not from just This Is Us, where he's been on for the last 5 years? 5 years?
Sure.
Something like that. He was on the entire 40-year run of Castle. So he was, yes, he's a great guy, well-known guy, and we really appreciate his support at the center. So a couple things. I did want to mention that Nick let me know that Melissa's concert is called Agastock, and I think it's in the summer. You know, who knows this year what's going to happen. But we will hear also we're going to be played out by someone who performs, Chris Light, at her concert. She's raised over $50,000 for the counseling center over the years, which is amazing. We do have more chance boxes on the silent auction, so you can go there and get them, which is a great idea. And we are going to, here's the giving part. You don't have to, you're all at home. You don't have to, look down or put your hand under the table, or we're not going to know. But we are here to raise money. And we have set a goal of $75,000. And I think you can see why we need the money and that it's put to extremely good use. I think our average, we are on a sliding scale, and I think our average fee is about $20 an hour. People who cannot pay or pay, we do see clients for $1 or $2 if that's all they can afford. So we are here for people. We do not, it doesn't matter if they can afford it or, they can afford it because we're here. So we really need your help. I would say we are going to start the bidding. We're going to start high and work our way down. Again, you need to go to the Give Smart page, which you can access through the YouTube page or through the separate link, and register, and you can donate that way. We're going to start at $10,000. Now, we do have a few naming opportunities. For anyone who wants it and gives $10,000 or more, we will name a room for you at the counseling center. And the room, I think, of your choice, unless it's been already taken, so $10,000. We're also, as we get further down the line, we're starting a new program that you can have your name inscribed, or somebody that you know or love or whatever, on a brick at the front of the building. We've recently had to remodel a little bit for some mold remediation, and there's a great, wonderful area that we're going to pave with bricks for people who donate for $1,000. But before we get there, we're hoping that we can get donations of anything over $10,000, and I think that was pretty quick. We actually just got a donation for $15,000 from Susanna Blinkoff and Jordan Korngold, who are also friends of mine, and you snuck. They didn't donate because of, well, maybe they did, but they're friends of a lot of people at the center, and we love you and thank you so much. So that's $15,000. I don't know if there are other $10,000 donations. Again, you can have a naming opportunity. We really appreciate your support. I think I'll know. You know, I just saw the scroll and we're up to close to $40,000, $37,000 already. It just jumped to
52.
We're up to, okay, so we have surpassed our initial goal, but we are going to try for right now $75,000. Again, we generally raise more than this for our annual event. We didn't really know what would happen here. So please give. We're now going to drop it to $5,000, but feel free to give anything between 5 and 10 if you're so inclined. And we just got word that the Fremont Foundation has donated $5,000. So thank you. This is Laura's Family's Foundation and her parents. You know, we love you, Laura. You're always there for us. Laura has some very nice items on the silent auction that she donated and designed. Beautiful jewelry. Sharon's going to be mad at me because she wants to buy the necklace, but you should go there and bid it up. So you can go to the auction. So we're now up to almost $53,000. We're over $53,000. Keep it going. I know some of you are fumbling with the getting registered and all that stuff. We're going to be here. We still have we have technically 4 minutes, but we're going to probably go a few minutes longer. The silent auction is going to be open for 30 minutes after we go off air. So I said that very professionally, just go off air, like I knew what I was talking about. So we're going to be there. My cousin did just give me a hard time. He said, where's my second fern? I guess, between two ferns, I'm just like in front of one fern. So there we go. We're going to take a very short break. Don't you go anywhere. I'm going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
Thank you, SCCC, for the wonderful work that you do to support the most vulnerable people here in our community.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor Garcetti. Short but sweet. He's a very busy guy these days. So that's our wonderful mayor. Again, we're very blessed here in Los Angeles and California to have great representatives and politicians. We were down to 5,000. Anything under 5,000, again, if you want a brick inscribed with your name or someone else that you love or care about, you can donate, and then you can. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work, but if you give that much money and you want a brick, we'll give you a brick. So make sure you do that. I'm getting a note. Wow, we just got another $10,000 donation. I think. Can I say who it is?
Should we check?
I'm going to say who it is. It's, I don't know. I'm going to wait for a little while because we're going to be up for a few more minutes. But I just want to make sure that she doesn't mind us saying. So I almost said for her to text me and said her name. So the other thing is the other way to donate, if you can, $100, is it just $100 or any amount under $100?
I believe it's just set up for.
Okay, you can text a $100 donation to the following number. What's the number?
So you text give 100.
Give 100
to 76278.
To 76278. Give the number 100.
Mm-hmm.
GIVE 100 and text that to 76278. 76278. And that'll be $100. I do want to. We're going off the air soon. I do really appreciate you guys all being here. I know we're going to run probably like 2 or 3 minutes late, but I think that's pretty good, considering we're not professionals here. A shout out. I thought I shouted out before, but this place would not work without all of the counselors who are doing their hours and are paying for the privilege actually of giving therapy and being they're getting their training, but they are doing a fabulous job. They've been doing a fabulous job for decades, and it wouldn't be possible without the volunteer supervisors who are giving their time to supervise. They're licensed supervisors, and they make sure that everything is running smoothly, and they give their time, and many of them give their money as well. And we're putting out this whole band of therapists into the community who are well trained and have a great background here. So we're just doing great work. So there is that element that isn't as maybe as sexy as, I don't know if sexy is the right word, but as giving the services to the clients. But we're also doing this training piece, which is just fabulous. So it's just a win-win-win. And I do want to thank a few people who this would not have been possible, whatever this turns out to be. Wow, we're up. We're over $65,000. So we're at $65,800, which is, amazing. Thank you so much. You can still give more. I want to thank our Alyssa Johnson, who has worked tirelessly putting the videos together. All of these people I'm about to thank also had to deal with me, so they get a special thanks.
One of the biggest challenges.
Nick says the biggest challenge. Nick Fisher, who has somehow managed to pull this off, and I wasn't sure he'd be able to do it, but he has done it, and it's great. Our committee, the leader, our great, wonderful leader, Sandra. Sandra, you always a smile on your face, and just always doing the work. Just always doing the work. Scott Buckland, Michelle, who's new to us, Michelle Becker, who is our new direct development person, and of course Mike Koch, who really stepped in at the last minute just to, in December, and has been able to really help us out and do all this. We are going to play you out with a performance by Chris Light, who performs for Melissa's Agastock. It's a John Prine song, who tragically passed away from coronavirus, and it talks about mental health issues. Before I let you go, before you turn off, make sure you donate. You can text 76278. The silent auction will be open for another 28 minutes until 8:30. You can also donate with a credit card. Is there anything else that I'm screwing up, forgetting?
I think we're good.
I think we're good. I also hope to say, I hope that we can all gather, before the end of the year in person and enjoy each other and, drink together and breathe on each other and not worry about it. So thank you so much for being here. I hope it was an okay hour for everyone, and we're grateful for your support. Thank you so much. Good night.
Sam Stone came home to his wife and family after serving in the conflict overseas. The time that he served has shattered all his nerve and left a little shrapnel in his knee. But the morphine eased the pain, and the grass grew around his brain, and he eased his mind in the hours that he chose, and gave him all the confidence he lacked. With a purple heart and a monkey on his back, there's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes, and Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose. Little pictures have big ears, don't stop to count the years. Sweet songs never last too long on broken radios. Sam Stone's welcome they say he took to stealing when he got that empty feeling for $100 habit without overtime. And the gold rolled through his veins like 1,000 railroad trains, and eased his mind in the hours that he chose, while his kids ran around wearing other people's clothes. There's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes, and Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose. Little pictures have big ears, don't stop to count the years. Sweet songs never last too long on broken radios. John, you get better. You are a treasure. We love you. Bye.
Which is
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, all in all, I'd say that it seems like we're in pretty good financial
Yeah.
shape right now.
I mean, I have to say, like, if we make $80,000, we don't usually.
We don't net.
Right, like we net around that. Like,
Mhm.
and
No.
I also think more money will come in. I also don't know whether it includes the silent auction.